It's very easy. All you need to do is to just fuse them together. Is priced for its unique flavor profile, requires specific altitudes. So that's the technique actually. Because you can't write more than one sentence, you're supposed to use.
Pass your PTE for only 649 pesos. Avail our PTE book available on various online platforms.
Greetings to all of our online subscribers here on YouTube and other platforms. And welcome to another episode where we're going to discuss something about the PTE academic and hopefully also the PTE core, particularly the writing subtest. My name is Brian, one of the lecturers of 9.09er English Review and Tutorial Center, and I have the CEO and founder of 9.09er, Sir Irvin Neil Temporal.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Before we begin, please hit like, comment, and subscribe. We are 9.09er English, and in fact, this is going to be our first content on PTE writing, but don't get us wrong. We started offering PTE review as early as 2015 or 2016 when PTE first came to the Philippines. In fact, I have a trivia for you. Sir Brian Martin Shawson is one of the first Filipinos who took PTE examination back then. And mind you, when he took the examination, he was all by himself. That's how young the PTE was back then. Several years later, 9 years or 10 years later, PTE now is considered one of the most popular English examinations in the Philippines. Now, this video in particular is going to focus on the writing subtest. But the question is, what is PTE? What about the format of PTE writing? And who among the aspiring English examination test takers should choose PTE over other English exams? And Sir Brian took the test and got the perfect grade of 90 over 90 in all components. That is why we have to ask Sir Brian himself. So Sir Brian, what is PTE and how is PTE writing different from the other English exams?
PTE is actually a computer delivered and for the large portion of it, computer assessed English examination. I'm saying for a large part of the test or a majority of the test items because right now the PTE is not just purely computer assessed. A part of the test is already assessed by humans, and we're going to talk about that when we deal with PTE speaking. But the PTE writing component of the test is still computer delivered and computer assessed. And what that means to say is that what you're writing is not going to be rated by humans, it's going to be rated by AI. And the benefit of this is that your results are out much faster and it's free from any cultural or native skill bias, such as your disposition, your ideas, or your responses. They will not influence your test result in the PTE. Instead, it's going to focus mainly on your language. But if you're going to compare it against other English examinations, it's not really so different in that it's still an essay writing component that you're going to have in the test, particularly for PTE writing, write essay. But the time limit is extremely challenging. It's just 20 minutes as opposed to other English exams that will provide for you maybe 40 minutes for writing an essay. So here, there's really that challenge, and I assume that this is not really for everyone. So if you're that kind of person who's not really very tech savvy, you can't type fast, maybe this is not the perfect exam for you. But if you are, maybe this examination is the right test for you.
So Sir Brian, I heard that in IELTS written exams, listening, reading, writing, 3 hours. But in PTE, listening, reading, writing, speaking, everything in 2 hours.
That's true.
So some people are saying the advantage of taking a short examination is it isn't that tiring, it isn't very exhausting. But on the flip side, you have to finish everything in just 2 hours.
Yes, that's true. And I think that's a little bit challenging because there's so many different types of questions in the PTE. It's actually one of the most complicated examinations out there because unlike other exams in which you sometimes get only 2 or 3 types of questions, or sometimes even just one type of question, here you will encounter all of the types of questions for the entire examination in a 2-hour period. So it's very important for me to actually recommend to students to prepare for the test so that there's absolutely no panic during the actual examination, and they know exactly what to do when they confront the questions in the examination.
So let's compare IELTS writing versus PTE writing. IELTS writing task 1 for the academic candidates, statistical writing, that's for 20 minutes. IELTS writing task 1 general training, letter writing, also for 20 minutes. But writing task 2 for the IELTS, both academic and general training, it's essay writing for 40 minutes. You're given roughly 40 minutes to write at least 250 words. In PTE, I heard that one task is summarize written text, and the other one, essay writing, is exactly the same as the IELTS essay writing. It's just that for IELTS, you're given 40 minutes to come up with 250 words, but in PTE, only 20 minutes to come up with 250 words. Is that right, Sir Brian?
Yes, in IELTS also, it's not very strict when it comes to the maximum number of words. But for the PTE, the number of words are prescribed. The number of words is prescribed, and you need to follow the prescription. So if it's 200 to 300 words, you cannot go below 200, but you cannot exceed 300 words. So there's really a lot of skill required for you to finish that within 20 minutes and make sure that the essay fits the word requirement.
So we know a lot of recruitment agencies and visa consultancies insist their candidates to take PTE. But before you follow your recruitment agencies, your employer, or your visa consultants, better ask yourself the following questions. Number one, do you type fast? Typing speed is a concern because you have to finish everything in 2 hours. So, number two, do you want to take a computer delivered exam? Because if you prefer a paper based examination, there is no such thing as PTE on paper. And number three, are you willing to travel all the way to Makati, Baguio, Cebu, and Davao? Why ask this question? Because PTE is only available in these four cities. So, say for instance, you're from Tuguegarao. Your option is to go to Baguio or to Makati to take the examination because you cannot take PTE in Tuguegarao. The examination available in Tuguegarao is IELTS. So let's have a recap of the three considerations. Number one, your typing speed. Number two, how technologically savvy you are. And number three, your willingness to go to Baguio, Makati, Cebu, or Davao. But if you ticked all three of them and you said, okay, I'm willing to travel, I want a computer delivered exam and I can type fast, and you're ready to take the examination, well, 9.09er is the official reseller of PTE in the Philippines. We're giving you a discount. That's why you're not going to pay in full. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you need assistance with your PTE examination registration, 9.09er English is an email away, or you can also message us on Facebook. Now, let us proceed to the PTE writing. We're not going to talk about essay writing anymore because we have other videos to show you that. But in particular, we're going to focus on summarize written text. Sir Brian?
All right. So right now, probably you'll see on screen the passage that we have. For PT academic, what you're going to get would be an academic passage. It's about a particular topic, and you're supposed to actually summarize this into a 5 to 75 word, one sentence summary in the span of only 10 minutes. Quite challenging, actually. So in PTE writing, there are two components. The first one is summarize written text, and the other one is write essay. Or if you're taking PTE core, it's write email. But for the PTE academic and PTE core summarize written text, there could be slight variances or differences. Today, I'm going to be talking about the PTE academic component, but you could also use the same strategies when you're applying it to PTE core. Basically, for PTE academic, you will be provided an academic passage. It's about a particular topic, and you're supposed to write a 5 to 75 word summary, and it's just one sentence. Quite challenging, in my honest opinion, to be able to accomplish that within just 10 minutes. And you're supposed to cover everything in the passage that's provided within that word limit, 5 to 75 words. And again, write just one sentence. Whereas when you're taking the PTE core, you're supposed to summarize the email that's provided for you and write 25 to 50 words within 10 minutes. So it's a little less challenging when you're taking the PTE core edition. So again, I'm going to work on the PTE academic test today. And we have here the passage that we're going to be working on for this session. This is about high mountain oolong tea. So sometimes you get those kinds of passages and they're kind of unfamiliar to you. But what you're supposed to do basically is to just run through the passage initially, read it very quickly, get the main points, then combine those main points together, do a little bit of paraphrasing so that you don't look as if you're just lifting everything from the passage, which is going to be very bad in the test because it's going to lead to deductions. So do a little bit of paraphrasing and make sure that you check your grammar and your vocabulary before you submit your work. Easy as that. So let's start right now. As you could see here in the passage, the topic is high mountain oolong tea. Actually, in the examination, you cannot copy anything from the passage, but for today, I'm just going to type the key phrases or the key words or the key sentences down here. High mountain oolong tea is priced for its unique flavor profile. That's one of the most important things here. And it talks about altitude and climate. So these are the two factors. And then we have cultivated at elevations typically above 1,000 meters. And although this sounds really good, you don't need to copy everything because this is already too detailed. And they develop the complex floral and fruity notes of oolong tea and the creamy texture as well. All right, compared to lower elevation tea, so it's not as important. The combination of specific geographical features including misty mornings. So these are geographical features already. We can include that, but we don't need all the details like misty mornings, cooler temperatures, mineral-laden soil. That's too much information right there. But we probably need information about the lingering, pleasant aftertaste, which is probably the one that's sought after. And then we have skilled farmers. Can you imagine? Skilled farmers have to handpick the leaves, okay? And then it preserves the aromatic qualities and smoothness, plus overall drinking experience. High mountain oolong tea is often appreciated for its potential health benefits, and it's a favorite among enthusiasts. This could be so overwhelming when you're putting in a lot of key points, like a lot of notes, but it's very easy. All you need to do is to just fuse them together using conjunctions. So that's the technique actually, because you can't write more than one sentence. You're supposed to use conjunctions rather than transitional devices. So let's do that right now. I would probably put high mountain oolong tea, and instead of writing it like that, I'll just put which is prized for its unique flavor profile, requires specific altitudes, climate, a specific altitude, climate, and geographical features to develop the complex floral and fruity notes. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Floral, fruity, floral and fruity notes of this tea variant and its creamy texture with a lingering, pleasant aftertaste. But skilled farmers are needed to handpick the leaves in order to preserve its aromatic qualities, smoothness, and overall drinking experience. Right, so there you go. We already have this one, but we also have potential health benefits. So I'm just going to kind of squeeze that into the summary. High mountain oolong tea, which is prized for its unique flavor profile and health benefits. There you go. So this is already how many words? 65 words. But of course, if we're going to actually submit that, this is fine, but it needs a little bit of paraphrasing so that it doesn't look like you copied it directly from the passage. So of course, you can't change high mountain oolong tea, that's the topic, which is prized. Maybe we can use a synonym for that, which is admired, for example, or sought after. Okay, sought after. Yeah, right. For its unique flavor. Okay, I mean, profile. So we could just probably put unique flavor and health benefits. Requires a specific altitude. So we could probably put, yeah, requires I already input a specific altitude, climate, specific altitudes. Let's just paraphrase, change up the words, climates, and particular instead of specific. Particular altitudes, climates, and geographical features to develop, that's something I already put, the complex, sophisticated, floral and fruity, there's nothing we can do about that, flavors of this tea variant and its creamy texture with a lingering aftertaste, which is probably delete pleasant, okay? Or satisfying maybe, right? But skilled farmers are needed to handpick the leaves in order to preserve its, maintain maybe, its aromatic qualities, smoothness, and overall drinking experience. So, we could just probably rephrase that a little bit. Its aromatic qualities and smoothness that contribute to the overall experience, drinking experience, right? That's the summary. And let's count the number of words. This is 68 words. Again, you're supposed to write 5 to 75 words. And let's read the entire output. High Mountain Oolong Tea, which is sought after for its unique flavor and health benefits, requires particular altitudes, climates, and geographical features to develop the sophisticated floral and fruity flavors of this tea variant and its creamy texture with a lingering, satisfying aftertaste. But skilled farmers are needed to handpick the leaves in order to maintain its aromatic qualities and smoothness that contribute to the overall drinking experience. And that's your summarized written text. Kind of complicated for a lot of people, but it's not as difficult as you think it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Brian Martin Shawson, who got perfect 90 over 90, not just in PTE writing, but perfect grade in all components of PTE now. Here are my key takeaways. Number 1, you have to write fast because there is a time limit. Number 2, you must be good in summarizing. I understand that when we were in school, we were always required to come up with essays. We write essays from time to time. But how often do you summarize written texts, right? And number 3, you need to have a wide range of vocabulary because you have to paraphrase. So sometimes it's not enough that you're good in English. You have to prepare for the examination. And having done this activity in just a short period of time, I have questions to ask Sir Brian. Like, number 1, Sir Brian, if in PTE speaking, there are certain aspects that are rated by a human being, and in PTE writing, purely AI assessed, would you recommend the use of templates in PTE writing, knowing that there are no human raters here?
Well, that's a very controversial issue because for a time, and I need to be very honest about this, templates used to work in the PTE insofar as not a lot of people were using them in the past. But since AI is a learning machine, it tends to be more and more intelligent, and now it has the ability to ascertain whether what you've written is original or not. In fact, if you use templated responses, whether it be in writing or speaking, one of the comments that you will get in the PTE feedback or the skills profile, as we call that, would be that you're not using original language or you're not using original text. And the implication of that is you're going to get a really low score in your PTE. So do not attempt, especially right now, 2025 and onward, to use any templated or memorized responses for the PTE, because that's going to make you flunk the examination for sure.
So if you're watching certain videos on YouTube telling you to use templates in PTE writing, check the date. Maybe that's a 2015 video or a 2019 video. And for sure, technology has changed a lot in the last 9 years or 10 years. That's why it's important for you to know when the video was released. And this one was recorded in 2025. If you're watching this in 2025 or 2026, for sure, this is the most updated content. Now, my next question is, Sir Brian, what if I am on a tight budget? How can 9.09er help me prepare for PTE even if I cannot afford thousands of pesos for the review program?
Well, that is a very interesting question, but 9.09er actually offers affordable packages for your unlimited preparation for PTE, for a package that has limited coaching just in case you're on a tighter budget, or even our AI powered assessments, which will only cost you right about less than 2,000 bucks for a 2-month subscription. So apart from that, we have the PTE academic book, which is available on various online platforms that you can purchase to help you to get prepared for your PTE even on a tight budget, because we understand that not everyone is able to have the ability to enroll in a full program. 9.09 is always here to help you and support you regardless of your budget.
So guys, this PTE book is available on various online platforms for as low as 649 pesos. So talk about tight budget, 649, this is for you. Now, if you would like to have AI-powered mock examinations, less than 2,000 pesos, that's what 9.09er is offering. And we are confident to tell you that we're the only Philippine-based company offering AI-powered mock examinations for PTE. Moving on to our online review programs, we have packages with unlimited one-on-one coaching sessions, meaning you can have it every single day. We also have packages with limited one-on-one coaching sessions. So how can 9.09er help you pass your PTE? Number one, our PTE book. Number two, our online review program. Number three, selected branches also offer PTE face-to-face classes. Number four, we can also help you with your PTE examination registration. So if you're looking forward to more content, don't worry, because next week we're going to release another video, and this time it's about PTE speaking, the more controversial subtest because of the introduction of human raters in 2024. But for now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, we are 9.09er English.